Hello, Internet. Hello, Sam, and welcome back to another episode of After Campfire. I don't know why that just became a song, but it did. It's in the past. We've survived. We did it. We made it through together, and we're gonna move past this to the next thing, which is it's After Campfire. That thing with me and Sam when we communicate through YouTube, because that's a thing that normal people do. But anyways, I'm gonna begin with Henry's Diary of How to Adult. Well, I don't have all that much to say. Work has really stabilized recently. I've been working very weird shifts, and if you remember in a previous episode, I mentioned I'm gonna have to work morning ones really far away in the future times, but not yet. So right now, my work has become stable with weird shifts, which, although I would like to work normal shifts, it's nice to kind of know what I'm expected to do and have more to do. And it's good. It's good to know that. But Henry's Diary, Henry's Diary of How to Adult does not only need to contain information about work, it can also just be about my life of how to continue being an adult and stuff. Because, like, Avengers Infinity War came out last year and last week. Why is talking hard? I don't know. I also got a haircut today, and I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, Avengers Infinity War. Cool movie. I've been watching these movies since I was, well, it's 10 years ago, so when I was like 16, 15 is when these started. I've been watching these since I was in high school, and I remember when Iron Man was new, and then I was like a captain of the superhero color war team for Iron Man, which was purple for some reason, and I was telling everyone about like things that I could help them make for their costumes for their teams, because that's when the MCU was new, and I was just a little kid at camp, even though I was 15. So it's not really a little kid, but it's so weird to see this all come together, and it was so cool. Anyways, I should probably answer my question to Sam. So I asked Sam what kind of like, where would he like to go on a long road trip? And I think that's a little bit easier for me to answer than for him, since he's already traveled around his area pretty decently. Although the East Coast, there's so many places you can go if you just want to go to more major cities up and down the coast. But anyways, since I only moved to Seattle like 2 years ago, like literally almost exactly 2 years ago, 2 years and like a week now, I have this whole new area to explore that I've really wanted to. And Alicia's coming next month, and we're going to explore in the exact area that I've already explored because she's never been to the West Coast before, and she wants to see those areas. But that's fine because it's really fun to show other people, and we're going to go to a few places I haven't gone to yet. But what I am more interested in is, instead of going south to like Portland and back to California, I'm more interested in going north, going up to Vancouver, which is like a 3 or 4 hour trip, so a bit shorter than I was suggesting. But there's just a lot of parks and cool things if I go east. And I have like a map on my phone or Google Maps that just has tons of stars all over of all these parks in like Montana and Idaho that I'm trying to look at my map so that I don't forget some stuff, like in Wyoming, all the way, like there's one in like North Dakota even, that I just want to go drive east to see. And I also really want to drive east to the areas that aren't so light polluted, like Seattle where I live, or LA where I'm from, or Berkeley, which is in the Bay Area, which is where I went to college. Like, I want to experience like seeing the night sky in as pure of a form as possible, and that's the place to do it. East, between the West and East Coast, where no one really is. And it's kind of like hard to go on a trip like that because, sorry those states, there isn't much there except for like some national parks interspersed. But yeah, I want to go up to Canada, to the east from here, not East Coast, even though I do want to road trip around the East Coast, but to see nature. And that is what I had in mind. So, Sam, your question to me was, what is something that I didn't expect to be hard and was way harder than I expected? And that kind of has to do with how this channel, not really how it began, but what happened soon after it began, which was Henry's Diary of How to Adult. Henry getting a job, which when I was in college, in the early days, I was way more arrogant, thinking that, oh, I'm getting an engineering degree at one of the top engineering schools in the country, and la-di-da, and getting a job will be easy, and if I go to camp for every single summer and never get an internship, it'll be fine. I'll work in the future. I want to have my summers to myself now. And it wasn't easy to get a job. Like, as I was getting closer to graduation, I was gaining a better understanding of how my future would play out, and I was beginning to realize that it was going to be a lot harder, and then once I actually started applying, it was. But it ended up working out. Somehow I managed to get a job. But that's the best example I was able to think of right now. I'm sure that's not the most satisfying thing, but it's just like important, I think, for people to remember where they came from, in the sense of like how it's good to remember how you got to where you are. Like how I envisioned my future when I was like in high school is probably pretty different than what it actually is. I don't know. I can't really talk to high school me. Maybe we should invent a time machine so I can talk to my previous self. Whatever. So, what I wanted to talk about for my question to Sam is, I have a haircut. So I got a haircut today. I got it at this place near where I live, and it is the first time I have ever chosen a new place to get a haircut. I've literally been only getting haircuts on my trips home to LA for the past 2 years, which is a little embarrassing, but it's also like me just not being comfortable going to a new person with something that modifies my appearance in a way that I can't really fix. And it stresses me out, and I just liked going to the person that I could trust, but I'm not going back to LA for a while, so I finally bit the bullet and did it. And I think it's fine, but it stressed me out a ton to get this haircut, because this is something that I probably should have done years ago, like get used to getting haircuts anywhere, but I didn't, because literally, this is the third place I ever went. I went somewhere as a kid, somewhere as like a young teen to now, and then this place. And now I think I can handle other places. I don't know. But anyways, Sam, do you have an irrational fear of anything? If so, what is it? I look forward to hearing your horrifying answer in the future.